raising money for the Kinder Cancer funds. You're able to scroll down, you'll be able to see the links below. Since we can't raise money for one of our own members. Is there a wish that we raise money for this particular organization? Oh, okay. That's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Bill makes the pigs bacon for breakfast.
Okay, Piggy. What's it do?
Farmer Bill plays fetch with the pigs. Farmer Bill enjoys a mud bath with the pigs.
Okay, that's interesting. Farmer Bill and his hobbies.
Farmer Bill scratches the pig's chinny chin chin.
Oh, the sun is moving. Was the sun even there? Was I even paying attention? Was I even paying attention?
Farmer Bill gives the pigs piggyback rides.
Oh no, the sun's going to the clouds. Do I have to? Oh! Let's go with the ducky. Yeah, the ducky. There we go. I only knew that earlier.
Farmer Bill doesn't like it when the ducks get the mail. They always bring back a lot of bills.
Ha! You funny. Let's go with the cow.
Farmer Bill owns the cattle on 1,000 hills.
We good?
Farmer Bill can control space and time.
Farmer Bill can? It's Farmer stuff at that time. It's okay. Wait, where's my finger? Oh, it's my finger. It's the lighthouse. The same lighthouse from before. There's another lighthouse too.
I'm sorry, guys. It's not good.
God. No.
And there it is. They get it now. Sometimes I wish we could just leave them waiting a few more minutes, because once they get this news, their life never goes back to how it was before. Those were their last normal minutes, and they didn't even know it. I'm glad he's so good at this. He takes the losses so personally. Joel's looking good. He's been making progress, his weight is up, but it's just hard to believe that we only made it halfway through chemotherapy. It was rough at first, but I really started to think that he was going to make it.
Any recurrence means the chemotherapy has failed. This is a tragedy.
What the heck?
With an ATRT, as soon as you have a recurrence of any kind, it is fatal. It's only a matter of time before it spreads to several locations. We've already thrown all the chemotherapy we have at it. We can't continue to give him chemotherapy that we know it's resistant to, so there just aren't any treatment options that are curative.
I guess I'm going to cry after all because they love us. And they love Joel, and we're very good at managing the pain and masking symptoms at the end of life.
Oh, miracles are scary.
How long are we talking about?
A few weeks to maybe 4 months.
For longer.
Science, it's simpler. I give A, B, and subtract C, and I get this result, and I can do something to control it, or at least have the sense that I'm controlling it. But now all we have left is a miracle, and miracles are fickle. They don't always come, and we don't always know why. What if Joel's miracle doesn't come? I hope he lives. I've always hoped. Now I can't do anything but hope. Oh, radiation. At least we can do something. Hope doesn't require signing papers or driving to hospitals or holding Joel in my lap. Hope is for something someone else has to do for us. When doctors can't. Well, that is what Jesus must.
We're so sorry.
What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Oh, God, I do not want a replacement baby.
What?
If that was your plan, I am not on board. I don't want some new baby to help me move on. I would not have chosen this. Oh, God. Joel has to live, or I will not love this baby.
I'm sorry, guys. It's not good.
The MRI?
They've always been clear. Where is it? How big is it? Well, it's in the frontal cortex, and it's quite small at this point. But unfortunately, the size isn't terribly important. Any recurrence means the chemotherapy has failed. This is a tragedy. With an HRT, as soon as you have a recurrence of any kind, it is fatal. It is only a matter of time before it spreads to several locations. We have already thrown all the chemotherapy we have at it. We can't continue to give them chemotherapy because they don't work. There just aren't any treatment options that are cured.
Where are we? I don't know where we're at. I need light. Give me light. Where's the light? God, I need a little light. Okay. Am I swimming? I don't know. Am I swimming? Okay. I think we're going this way. What are these things? What were these things? What are these for? What are these for?
I have so many things stirring around in my spirit that I have to write, to settle myself and find God's wisdom in the midst of chaos. I'm scared I won't be strong enough to face the things we might have to face in the coming weeks and months. But then I remember how much grace God gave us to walk out everything we've already faced. I've never felt completely overwhelmed, and I've never felt alone. So no matter what comes next, and I truly cannot even begin to guess how this will go, I know we will be carried. want to shout out, look what God is about to do. Watch how he delivers Joel. And at the same time, I want to roll up in a silent ball and wait it out. And trembling, so aware of all my doubt, but yet convinced that my doubt is insignificant compared to God's.
What I do next? Where I go? Where's my feet? Oh, there's my feet. Okay. Fine. Oh.
Joel, lay down. Okay. Should we do a song? Okay,
Hold on.
Okay. Elijah, lay down. No.
Joel has chicken stuffed in his teeth. Been in there for the last 2 hours. Okay, hold on. Joel, ouch!
Did he just bite you?
I think he just put too much in his mouth.
He was just saving it for later, babe. Like he needed a midnight snack. Oh my goodness. Okay. What's the version? A big version of a little chipmunk. Do you guys remember when he couldn't even eat any solids and couldn't swallow? Do you remember that from the surgery? How it hurt his ability to swallow, so we had to give him bottles?
Yeah, I remember one time we had pizza, so he chewed it all up and spat out everywhere.
Was. I remember that. That was so gross. But he just wanted to try things about it.
Where's the house?
We've been through so much already. This is a new degree of tragedy, but it's not so much different from the struggle we've already been living. We pressed into God. We pressed into faith. We fought until we found peace. We stood in peace when our flesh wanted to strive more. We stood in peace when it started to feel like laziness or foolishness or both. We waited for God to direct us specifically in prayer because all the directions we had initiated had not panned out. We prayed for no nausea because that's what we felt in our spirits we were supposed to pray, even though we'd prayed it countless times before while Joel continued to vomit. We saw one small miracle and then another. We waited to pray specific things until we were given specific direction, and we saw bigger miracles. And yet, if you asked either of us if we were doing enough, trying hard enough, we would say no.
Dear Eli, I feel nothing but pride for the way you battled cancer. I remember the way you learned to ride your tricycle down the hospital hallway instead of down the sidewalk like other 3-year-olds. It was hard for me to pray to God, "Thy will be done," when I really just wanted so desperately for him to heal you. In the 4.5 years that you dealt with harsh treatments, only once did you ask why God let you get cancer. I hope he has been able to explain the why to you, as I have always believed that he knew how strong you were and wanted to use you in your situation to positively impact so many lives. I remember how you never let me go to bed without telling me that you loved me and how those were your very last words to me. You taught me what was truly important in life, son. Still now, years after you left Earth, people are impacted by your life and the lessons you taught us. Thousands of people from around the world read your blog and still feel such a strong connection to you, even though they never met you in person.
Those bottles too? Or those messages?
You would be happy to know that we continue to sell the Beat Cancer t-shirts that you love so much. We're still using them to raise awareness and funds for childhood cancer research and family and patient support programs. When you passed away, my greatest fear was that you would be forgotten. So many people still talk about you and how you changed their lives. That is such a precious gift to me as your father. Eli, you truly impacted more lives in your almost 8 years on Earth than many people do in a lifetime. I love you, buddy, and I can't wait to see you again. Love, Dad.
I'm looking for anything else. I'm looking for... Okay, I guess I'm going over there. Oh, that looks like a lot. Okay. I don't remember seeing.
As this long day draws to a close, I am tired, but not sleepy. My face is puffy from crying. I have a dry throat and dry hands, a slight headache, and a desire to write down absolutely everything. I want to describe the feeling of being entirely empty and entirely resolute. I want to explore how I can be deeply sad and incredibly hopeful at the same time. I want to talk about holding Joel's hand, walking down the hall, wanting to soak in the moment, to memorize the feeling of having his hand and mine, to let it matter. And then hating that my thoughts swing to, because what if I can't hold his hand one day? And hating that thought, wishing I could just appreciate each second of Joel without that appreciation spilling into the pre-morning I refuse to do because I believe he will live. But instead of fighting the brief thoughts of mourning, choosing to fight instead that lie that says that those thoughts betray some doubt, some mistrust of God, when I know that those thoughts make me human. That God knows I am human. He doesn't make Joel's victory dependent on me never feeling unsure.
What am I looking for?
I remember the day I was diagnosed. I remember the hallucinations from the high fever of 5-year-old's nightmares. I remember my mother silently weeping in the doctor's office. I remember friends and family gathered around my hospital bed in prayer. I remember the 2-hour ambulance ride to St. Jude where they could better care for me. I remember the 2.5 years of weekly chemo treatments, the numerous lumbar punctures and bone marrow aspirates. I remember Doctors Bell, Dahl, and Kalvinsky, nurses Jean, Judy, and Dale, Miss Chris in social work, Darlene in travel, all part of the team that cared for me. I am a walking memorial to their successes. I remember the other patients I'd see each time I went to the hospital for chemo. I remember when some stopped coming. I knew what that meant. I remember the years of summer camp for children with cancer, children like me. I remember their laughter and the midnight talks of fears and joys, normal kid stuff. Some less so. I remember when some stopped coming. I knew what that meant. But I remember them. I am, and other survivors are, memorials to those who lost their fights.
Oh, snap. Was I supposed to do that?
Oh, her expectation is so maddening sometimes. You know what she wrote on the eve of Joel's first surgery? The one back in January when we first found the tumor? I seriously feel like a kid on Christmas Eve. I'm pleading for God to spare his life, and I'm tempted to despair because self-inspection leads me to conclude I shouldn't expect much of anything. And yet my wife is expecting a surprise party from the Lord, replete with presents, supernatural miracles. I envy her.
What do I do? Where'd I go? Oh, wait. There you go. Okay.